Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel, Moon Sleep Stories, where you can listen to the sound of my voice. And tonight, we are stepping quietly into something ancient. A nighttime forest, vast, breathing, alive. Your feet will sink into moss like memory foam. The air smells like old pine, sweet earth, and something clean, like a storm that hasn't arrived yet. You're here to let go of everything, not just tension, but the whole heavy coat of being a person for the day. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you truly enjoy what I do here. Leave a comment with your location and the time you're listening. I'm always curious who's drifting off around the world. Now, dim the lights and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You step through. It's not a door, not really. More like a shift in the air, a thin shimmer between moments. One breath, you're in your bedroom. The next, your feet crunch lightly on a path of pine needles, and the scent of sap and loam fills your lungs. Welcome to the forest gate. The trees here are impossibly tall. Their trunks rise like cathedral columns, thick and wise, covered in shaggy bark and threads of soft moss. Overhead, their branches knit together into a canopy of dark green, speckled with tiny stars where the leaves part. You tilt your head up to look, and just for a second, just for a heartbeat, you could swear you saw one of those stars wink. The air is cool and just damp enough to kiss your skin. It smells like cedar and calm, and somewhere, far off, an owl calls once, twice, then silence. You're not here by accident. You came to let go of the endless to-do lists, the emotional pop-ups that spring up like browser ads, the stiff neck, the inner critic, that email you reread 4 times and still didn't send. All of it. Your legs move on their own now, slowly, automatically, the way you walk in dreams. Each step presses gently into the mossy earth, like the ground is welcoming you with the softest hush of a sigh. You feel it rising through your soles, a warmth, subtle and pulsing. It's not magic, not in the storybook sense anyway. It's just the way this place works. They say forests hold memory in their roots, not just the memory of seasons, but of all who've wandered through. Some scientists even believe trees communicate underground through fungal networks, a kind of wood wide web. Historians still argue whether sacred groves in ancient cultures were chosen for their energy, their acoustics, or something else entirely. You breathe that in now, through your nose, slow and easy, and feel your ribcage expand. There's room in your chest again. Behind you, the portal's gone. Not in a scary way. You didn't need it anyway. You follow the path, barely lit by a soft blue glow, bioluminescent fungus lining the edges like runway lights made of moonlight. Your fingers brush over fern fronds and the rough velvet of a mushroom cap. One of them hums softly beneath your touch. You pause. It's not your imagination. It's singing, low and deep, like a lullaby for your bones. You laugh, softly, without sound, and keep walking. Soon, you reach a small clearing. A wide, flat stone sits in the center, as if waiting for you. You sit, not because you're tired, but because sitting here feels like the next right thing to do. The stone is warm under you, sun-warmed, despite the absence of sun. That's part of this place's charm. Things don't always add up, and that's strangely comforting. You place your hands on your knees, palms up. The posture says, I'm ready. You don't speak it aloud, but the forest hears. Something shifts in your shoulders, in your jaw, that place between your brows where the day's tension has been camping out, like an overcaffeinated squirrel, gone or going. A tiny bird hops out from behind a branch, a wren maybe. It blinks at you, cocks its head, then flutters up to a nearby branch where it begins cleaning its feathers, as if to say, yes, you too, clean up, let go, get soft. You close your eyes and listen, really listen. There's no silence here, only layers. The rustle of leaves in a breeze you can't feel, the low groan of a tree shifting in its roots, the occasional snap of something small stepping on something smaller. Every sound is gentle. Nothing here wants to hurt you, not even the shadows, especially not the shadows. You shift your weight and feel your spine lengthen. Each vertebra stretches like it's remembering how to live in space again. Your breath deepens without effort, falling into rhythm with the rustling of the leaves. This is your first cleansing, not with water, not yet, but with sound. The forest hums in a register your mind doesn't usually hear, like that one dog whist. Leth frequency you can't name, but your brain knows it when it feels it. Like the first time you realized silence isn't empty, that it's actually packed with microscopic texture. You stay here for a while, not counting minutes, just breathing, letting the forest sing to you. Eventually the bird flies off. That feels like your cue. You rise. The path continues. As you walk, you notice carvings on some of the trees, ancient markings, half erased by time. Spirals, arrows, maybe messages, maybe graffiti, left by druids or teenagers, depending on which century we're in. One symbol in particular catches your eye, a circle with a dot in the center. You don't know why, but it feels important. Maybe later it'll show up again. Spoiler alert, it will. And hey, just to keep your brain happy, here's a fun tidbit. In 1979, a historian proposed that ancient forest symbols were actually part of a proto-writing system used to map healing sites. No one really bought the theory, except one reclusive linguist who lived in a tree house and claimed he could talk to bark. Legit? Unclear. But if anyone would vibe with this forest, it's him. The trees start to thin, the light changes. Ahead you see something shimmering. You're not quite there yet, but the air is charged now, like static before lightning. like the forest is holding its breath. Something's coming, not danger, just depth. And you feel lighter already. Your body, your thoughts, your heartbeat, they're all unwinding, like a ball of yarn gently letting go of its own knots. Because here, you don't need to try. The forest is doing it for you. Just walk, just breathe, just be. The shimmer ahead grows clearer as you approach. It's not just a trick of light, it's water, a stream, narrow and silver, winding through the trees like liquid moonlight poured into a groove of the earth. The current moves lazily, gurgling soft and steady, the kind of sound that has no edges. It's not loud, but it fills your ears like a lullaby you already know. You pause on the bank, toes nearly brushing the edge, and for a moment, you wonder if this stream can see you. Spoiler, it absolutely can. You kneel. The water is impossibly clear, glass clear, yet somehow not cold. When you dip your fingers in, it's like slipping into memory, not just yours, but memory itself. You feel the weight of centuries in a single drop, like time has been distilled here. This is the stream of release. It doesn't rush or roar, it just moves, steady, relentless, kind. It invites you to do the same, so you follow it. The ground beside the stream is soft and earthy, dotted with smooth stones and pale green shoots pushing up from the dark soil. As you walk, your hand trails just above the water's surface. You don't need to talk here. The stream listens without words, and you start to feel it. Thoughts rising to the surface like air bubbles, one by one, then drifting away downstream, vanishing into distance. That thing you said 3 years ago that still haunts you at 2 a.m., gone. That weird confrontation in the grocery store where you tried to smile and ended up baring your teeth like a raccoon, gone. Even the tension in your stomach, that little coil of anxiety that always seems to tighten when you're supposed to be relaxing, it unspools now, slowly, like it's finally been seen and released. You step onto a small wooden bridge. It's old, but firm beneath your feet, covered in moss. A sign hangs from a branch beside it, written in a language you don't recognize, and yet, somehow, you understand it perfectly. It says, "Cross with lightness. Leave what's heavy. Yo." You smile. No one's watching, but it still feels like someone noticed. As you cross, the stream widens. And here comes your historical fact for the night. The ancient Greeks believed certain rivers had the power to erase memory. The river Lethe, for example, was said to wipe the slate clean for souls entering a new life. But historians still argue whether this was meant metaphorically or if certain real-world springs, perhaps infused with minerals, actually altered perception or cognition. This stream, it's got Lethe vibes, but nicer. At the far side of the bridge, you spot something bobbing gently in the water. A bottle, old green glass, caught on a bend in the stream. You crouch down, fish it out, and find a small piece of parchment curled inside. With a gentle twist, the cork pops free. The paper reads, "You don't have to carry everything forever." You laugh softly. Of course it does. You place the bottle back, letting it drift downstream. Maybe someone else will find it. Maybe that's one will be you. Another version of you, in another dream, on another night. You walk on. The path now hugs the stream closely, and the sound of water deepens. You look down and notice that the stones beneath the current glow faintly, each one a different hue. Amber, blue, rose gold. They pulse like sleepy fireflies, as if reacting to your presence. You pause again. This time, you kneel beside the stream, scoop up a handful of water, and gently splash it over your face. Instantly, a memory rises. It's not traumatic, not loud, just tender. You're younger, sitting in a patch of sunlight, maybe reading a book, maybe not. Someone's laughing nearby. You feel safe. That's it. No big revelation, just safety. And in that moment you realize, healing doesn't always come in fireworks. Sometimes it comes in quiet recognition, in noticing what was good, not just what went wrong. You let that feeling settle into your chest like warm tea. Behind you, the stream babbles on. In front of you, the slightly leading into thicker underbrush. But you're not worried. You could stay here forever. But also, you're ready for what's next. One last note from the universe before you go. In 1995, a team of researchers in Japan discovered that walking near moving water, streams, rivers, even fountains, reduces cortisol levels by up to 22%. They called it blue mind theory. Of course, they didn't include talking mushrooms or dream portals in their study, but the point stands. Water soothes, and this water, it loves you. You press your palm flat against the earth one more time, just a quiet thank you, then stand. Ahead, the forest thickens again, but this time it feels welcoming, not mysterious, as if it's saying, "Good job, traveler, you've let something go." The stream continues to your right, always nearby, a companion, not a guide. The stars above blink lazily, the way eyelids droop before sleep. You walk with steadier feet now, not lighter because you've escaped anything, lighter, but because you've released. And even though you haven't said a word, the forest knows exactly how much you've just shed. Keep walking. The next chapter waits beneath the roots. You come to it without realizing. The tree. It's not just any tree. It's the tree. The kind you don't walk past. The kind that stops you. Quietly. Firmly. Like a grandmother's hand on your shoulder. The bark is dark and thick, twisted into deep ridges that spiral upward like fossilized waves. you tilt your head back and back and back. You never do see the top. Somewhere up there, it fades into the night sky like a skyscraper of ancient wood. This is the hollow tree. It's wide enough for you to step inside, and yes, that's exactly what you're going to do. But you pause first, resting your hand on the bark. It's warm, breathing, like it's been waiting for you. There's a doorway, not carved, not forced, just there, a gentle opening where the bark curves inward like parted curtains. You duck slightly and step in, and just like that, the world outside disappears. Inside, it's quiet. No wind, no rustling. Just a soft hum, almost like a heartbeat. Your heart beat at? No, deeper, slower. This tree has its own rhythm. And now you're in it. The interior glows faintly, walls lined with soft pulsing moss, amber in tone. You move slowly, each step sinking into a pillowy floor that smells like honey, cedar, and something faintly sweet, like forgotten dreams. It's not a hollow in the tree, it's a staircase. You begin to descend. Each step is smooth, cool, slightly damp. The light follows you, flickering softly like lanterns made of fireflies. As you spiral downward, the air thickens, not uncomfortably, but like warm soup on a cold day. You're being held, supported, swaddled. This is the next level of healing, the body. Above, you've shed thoughts. Here, it's the muscles, the bones, the organs that never get thanked but work non-stop anyway. Your body sighs. That's not a metaphor. You literally feel your spine exhale. As you reach the bottom, you emerge into a chamber. It's round, of course. Everything in this forest prefers circles. In the center of the chamber lies a small pool. Not water, more like thick mist, swirling lazily inside a stone bowl. Around the pool, tree roots rise and fall like ribs, enclosing the space in a protective cage of life. This is the place of repair. You sit at the edge of the pool. No need to do anything. The tree does it for you. A thin tendril of mist rises, curls around your wrist, and you feel it seep into your skin like warm balm. Here's what it's doing. Unkinking that knot behind your shoulder blade, easing the ache in your lower back, softening the tension in your jaw you didn't even realize was there. Each breath brings more release. You feel the tension drip off you like sap from bark. Want a weird fact while this is happening? Okay, in medieval medicine, doctors believed certain trees had humors, internal spirits responsible for healing. Oak for strength, willow for grief, elder for protection. They'd hang cloth strips on tree branches, Clootie wells, asking the tree to absorb pain and illness. Historians still argue whether those rituals were symbolic or if some believed actual energy transfer took place. You don't need to argue. You feel it. This tree is absorbing the leftover ache. You lay back. The moss beneath you molds perfectly to your shape, like a mattress made of memory foam and good intentions. Your arms fall to your sides, your legs go soft, and your breath, it slows. Just a few more things to notice. The pulse in your fingertips has softened. Your chest feels warm, open. Your stomach, quiet, calm, no tightness. Even your toes feel like they're smiling a little. As you rest here, you hear low music, not from an instrument, but from the roots, a resonance, like cello strings tuned to the frequency of restoration. It fills you, and somewhere deep in the roots, you sense others, not people, not spirits, just presence, other travelers, past, future, now. They're healing too, and no one's in a rush. You close your eyes, and that's when the dream layer begins. It's sleep. It's not wake. It's something in between, a liminal space. You see flashes, a hummingbird made of light, your own hand cupping a firefly, a younger version of you laughing barefoot in the rain, a giant sloth giving you a thumbs up. Hey, healing has a sense of humor. You stay in this place for as long as your body needs, and when it's ready, only when it's ready, the roots begin to shift. They don't push you, they invite you. So you rise. Your limbs feel different, not lighter exactly, more real, like you're occupying your body fully for the first time all day, maybe all week. You look up the staircase and realize you're not climbing back the way you came. A new tunnel has opened behind you, sloping upward, glowing with soft lavender light. You step into it. This passageway is narrower, more intimate. It feels like a whisper in hallway form. As you walk, the walls pulse gently, breathing with you, matching your rhythm. And soon, ahead, you see the glow of moonlight again. The hollow tree is ready to release you. And you, restored, repaired, realigned, you're ready to keep going. One last fun note before we move on. Did you know that trees release a chemical called phytoncides? It's been proven to lower blood pressure and boost immunity. In Japan, they call it Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. And you just took a whole bath in tree soul. Nice work. You step out of the hollow tree, and the forest welcomes you back. The moon has moved. You can feel it, even before you see it. Somewhere above the canopy, it's shifted position, casting everything in a slightly different hue. Cooler now, bluer, like the forest has tilted gently into a deeper phase of night. You step from the hollow tree and find yourself on a soft trail woven with silvery leaves. They don't crunch underfoot, they sing, just a little hum, barely there, like glass wind chimes 3 forests away. You're headed toward a clearing now, not a break in the trees, but something older. A place the forest remembers. And soon you're there, a wide open glade, ringed by trees so ancient their trunks are hollowed by time. At the center stands a stone circle, flat discs arranged like some cosmic dance floor. You step onto the largest one, and it vibrates softly under your feet. Welcome to the echoes of the ancients. Here, healing goes deeper. Not body, not mind, but memory. Not just yours, all memory. The glade is dim, glowing, or rather, remembering light. It pulses from under the stone like an echo of starlight from 1,000,000 years ago. It doesn't light the way, it lights the feeling. You sit cross-legged in the center of the circle and wait. At first, nothing happens. Then slowly, things begin to stir. A soft breeze lifts your hair, even though no wind moves the trees. Then come the voices, not words, not language, just tones, ancient frequencies, layers of hums, chants, and harmonics that rise from the earth, the sky, the spaces between your ribs. Each one seems to reach inside you and loosen something that had hardened into shape. You are being unformed, not undone, just returned to source. You close your eyes and images rise, not dreams exactly, more like ancestral snapshots shuffled by some divine hand. A cave painting flickering in firelight, a hand pounding herbs with stone, someone weaving a net beside a river, someone else dancing alone in the rain, laughing with their whole fa. See, you don't know these people, and yet you do. Your DNA is humming. Your soul is nodding. Something ancient in you is coming awake. Want your quirky fact for this section? Here you go. In 1973, an anthropologist named Maria Gimbutas proposed that pre-Indo-European societies in Europe were matristic, not matriarchal, not patriarchal, but centered around the mother and the balance of nature. She claimed to have traced symbolic language across Neolithic sites, spirals, waves, moon shapes. Her ideas were controversial. Historians still argue whether she uncovered a lost sacred language or just saw patterns where there were none. You look down. There's a spiral carved into the stone beneath your feet. Okay then. The sound continues, shifting. It's not just music now, it's memory in vibration form. Some notes vibrate in your shoulders, some settle behind your heart. One particular tone settles in your throat and then bursts into heat, then tears. That's okay. you're not crying from sadness, you're crying from release. The stone beneath you pulses again, and a soft column of light rises around you. No heat, just presence. Then you see them, figures at the edge of the glade, translucent, watching. Not ghosts, witnesses. Some are old, some impossibly tall, some shaped like animals. One looks like your great-grandmother, but glowing slightly. All of them are just there, calm, patient. They hum with the glade. You realize you are remembering yourself through them, not learning anything new, just coming home to what you forgot. You stand slowly, not because anyone asked you to, but because standing feels like a vow now. You lift your arms gently to your sides. The light bends around you, wrapping you in a cocoon of sound, memory, and gentle ancestral awe. The glade pulses once more, and you hear, not with ears, but through your skin, you are part of the story. Then the light retracts, the hum fades, the glade exhales. You walk toward the far side, where the trees part slightly, and as you pass through, a trail of glowing moss guides your steps. You don't look back, you don't need to. The ancestors are not behind you, they are with you, in your breath, in your blood, in the rhythm of your feet against the forest floor. And just when you think the moment is over, you hear music, real music, a flute, delicate, unsure, like someone practicing at midnight when the house is asleep. It drifts through the trees, and your body responds before your brain does. Your shoulders loosen, your hips sway ever so slightly, and your mouth forms the ghost of a smile. Who's playing it? Doesn't matter. Could be the wind. Could be a moss-dwelling forest bard. Could be you in another lifetime. One last note for this section, just for fun. There's an obscure Norse belief that moss grew on the graves of wise people faster than on anyone else's. They said it was because moss remembered secrets and clung to the ones who kept them. You pass a moss-covered stone now. It hums faintly under your fingers. You hum back. The trees begin to thin, and you smell something new, earthier, wetter, like the forest is getting ready to exhale. You step forward, the final breath is waiting. The ground levels out. Your feet now tread on deep, springy moss that cushions every step, thicker than before, rich and dark, alive in a way that defies explanation. It doesn't just feel like walking on velvet. It feels like walking on velvet that wants you to heal. Above, the canopy stretches wide and open, giving way to a sky so full of stars it almost seems like the trees are bowing down to let you see it better. This is it, the final chapter of your journey through the forest, the breath of earth. Here, you are not doing anything, you are being done. this is where you stop walking, where you allow the forest, this wise, gentle, ancient thing, to do what it came here to do, breathe you clean. You find a space in the moss, no obvious shape, no clear circle or marker, but somehow you know this is your place, like it was waiting, customized, with your outline already pressed into the earth. You lie down, the sky spills above you, stars flicker, a faint breeze. He brushes your cheek like a mother's hand, and slowly, so slowly, the forest begins to breathe with you. The moss rises with your inhale, sinks with your exhale, and in that sacred rhythm, something beautiful begins to happen. It's subtle, like mist curling off a lake at dawn, like the moment between waves. Your heartbeat slows, syncing with the pulse beneath the ground. Your breath lengthens, no longer yours alone. It's the breath of all things. You feel part of the planet, not on it, of it. The way a leaf is of a tree, the way mist is of water, the way starlight is of everything. And just when you think this can't get more surreal, you hear it. A deep, slow exhale from the earth, not wind, not your imagination, an actual, grounded, low sigh. The forest is breathing you in. You are being welcomed, absorbed, not to disappear, but to dissolve the last bits of tightness that cling to your being, the final tension in your gut, that one stubborn loop of self-judgment in your mind. All of it is 6. Being unhooked, thread by thread. Want a weird fun fact while you melt into the moss? Okay. There's a theory in fringe biology called biophoton communication. The idea that living things emit ultra-weak light fields to exchange information. According to this theory, your cells whisper light to each other and to the world around you. Plants, trees, even the soil. Historians, scientists, skeptics, they're still debating this one, but you feel it. The moss beneath you glows softly. Your skin glows back. The exchange is effortless. No effort, no doing, just presence. Let's recap what's been left behind tonight. Your heavy thoughts, drenched in starlit stream water, your weary body repaired by the heartbeat of the hollow tree, your ancient doubts sung away by ancestral echoes, your breath no longer your burden to carry. You are light now, but not fragile, luminous. And just when you think this must be the end, the forest gives you one more gift. A breeze rolls through the glad, and with it, scent. Fresh turned soil, wild mint, crushed pine needle, a hint of rain. The air is richer than any perfume, and it fills your lungs with a fullness you forgot you were allowed to feel. Your entire system, lungs, blood, bone, is now infused with calm. You remember something then, not from history, not from myth, from you. Something your body has known all along. Healing doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be allowed. You let your limbs go heavy. Your eyelids flutter, then close. And still, the forest breathes with you, not beside you, through you. Want one last historical note to drift off with? Here's a gentle one. The term humus, for rich, fertile soil, comes from the same Latin root as human. Some scholars believe this wasn't accidental. It implied a connection, that we come from the earth and return to it. That being grounded isn't a metaphor, it's biology. So here you are, grounded, at peace, rooted. The forest hums once more, not a song, not a signal, a lullaby. But our Mai's way, our souling, considers like innovation within the other life to minclair, not sit, but inward, that you know not be in fact. The exacxes you considers helping to deceive the lives, and that post is in the road, in the lives. The experiment to a places, and a scaling of a pernival where you're doing like, but that most value was hold one, and we're sleeping, the experimented bis time, and the family rights value, and the coach, the exacxes, the forest fades, not away, but into you. Its breath, its stillness, its ancient rhythms, now part of your every cell. You feel it with every slow inhale, every softer exhale. Your thoughts no longer rush. They drift like fog on a lake. Every part of you, from crown to heel, is at ease. Your body rests in a perfect balance of gravity and surrender. Like moss hugging a stone, like sky cupping the moon, safe, cradled, held. You don't need to move. You don't need to try. Everything is done. You are done. Whatever you carried here, the tension, the questions, the old patterns, they've been released gently, without struggle, like leaves letting go in fall. No fixing was needed, only remembering. You are light, you are still, you are enough. In this quiet space, there is nothing more to do. No more steps, no more seeking. Just sleep. Let your breath become slower now, softer, deeper. Let the images from the forest return only if they want to. Let the trees keep watch, and let the stream carry what no longer serves. The ground beneath you isn't just earth, it's memory. The stars above, gentle reminders. The silence between, an open hand. You are safe, you are whole, you are loved, and now you may drift into the deepest rest. Good night.